There's the live button. We always wait for that little red light to come on. And then we wait for some text below that says, "You're live." So if I'm live, it is time to rant like I am live. So here we go. Rant. All right, listen. I want to talk about a problem. It's nationwide. It's in your neighborhood. And it's about the foster parent system. Even more so, it's about child and protective services. Every single state has something like child and protective services. Their job, protect children. Children removed from their family for many reasons, death, drugs, crime, what have you. They're removed supposedly to a place. I've got an example here. It's one of many, but this one got my attention and absolutely from the top to bottom is pissing me off. Here, let's get to it. Dateline, Michigan. Warren, Michigan. The city of my own birth. Oh, it's a whole different story now. Here is this huge, morbidly obese, Jabba the Hutt look-alike woman. Okay? She's like, "Bring Solo to me." She's huge, over 350 pounds. Well, she murdered a child. Someone put in her care only a few months earlier. Understand, this pig sat on the little boy, crushing the life out of him. Yes, she sat on him and killed him. He weighed 91 pounds. She weighs over 350. Good God. I mean, she weighs more than me and my wife put together if you fill our pockets full of rocks. And she did one of these WWE moves and slammed onto this boy in the front yard in front of a Ring camera. So we have the evidence. And she murdered the little boy. This is a professional foster parent. This is somebody cleared by the state to care for kids on a temporary basis. It's her living, if you want to call that a living. I mean, what in the hell is CPS doing allowing this Jabba the Hutt look-alike to foster children in the first place? Honestly, just think about it. If we were to raise the bar for qualifying people, raise the pay allowance so it could work out for them, find a higher grade of professional instead of this porky puke, this pig waddling around in her neighborhood with 4 or 5 foster kids. Come on. Judging by her I would call it her enormosity, her hugeness, her corpulent oh my godness, how much state money makes it to the kids in her care? And equally, how much of it goes into that fat mouth of hers to add more layers of fat to what is already there? Ooh, am I fat shaming her? Oh my God, no. He's fat shaming her. She needs to be fat shamed. This pig sat on a 10-year-old boy, 91 pounds, and crushed the life out of him. How does a behemoth like this even make it next door? She tells everybody, probably true, the boy was acting out and he went next door. She went over, got him. She brought him back. I mean, my God, how did she get through the door to get out of her house? I guess it's probably amazing what you can do with a bit of ingenuity, some Vaseline, a crowbar, and a couple of people to push, heave. Well, that little boy had only been in her care for a couple of months. Just a couple months. He'd been separated from his previous company, friends, family. And you know what it was? It was a 3-month death sentence. That little boy was sentenced to death, a de facto execution by this humongous Jabba the Hutt look-alike piece of shit who decided to crush him. Now, of course, the little boy was acting out, but you know what? You're 10 years old. You've been taken from parents, friends, any support network to a stranger's house, and you look at somebody big enough, she could probably eat you. Of course you're going to act out. You're a scared little boy. She's saying she's sorry, but sorry doesn't bring this little one back to life. You know what? She's only sorry that she got caught. Now here's a summary. I'd like to say this. What if we could find a baby elephant, say 600 pounds, and let it slam itself down on top of her, stay there for 5 minutes, as she did to the boy, and then, as she said, when we take the elephant off, we flip her over, we see her eyes glazed over, she's not breathing, and we can say, I think she's faking her death. Yeah, just like she said about the little boy. He was deader than a hammer. They flipped him over, eyes glazed over, not breathing, evacuated his bowels. She thought he was faking it. What in the hell is she doing there in the first place? Well, they airlifted the boy to a nearby hospital. I guess you could airlift her. It would take a mighty big helicopter, maybe a Chinook or a Sky Crane, and take her to the hospital, like the little boy. They kept that little boy in a controlled coma for 2 days, trying to find a way to save his life, but they couldn't do it. So you know what you do? You airlift this humongous parcel. You drop her off at the hospital. I don't know how you're going to put life support on someone so huge. I don't know. Run an esophageal airway, pump some air into her fat ass, blow her up like a balloon. And when she leaves the world, she leaves it a better place. Now, this is a horrible situation, but it all boils down to you, the taxpayer, you, the citizen, you, the person who doesn't want to speak out about what you're seeing across the street. You got this corpulent, huge pox pig who eats like 5 pounds of ham in a sitting, and she's caring for these foster children who are running around moderately to poorly dressed and always hungry. You don't do anything about it. She gets away with it. How many cities, how many states, how many departments of child and protective services, or the equivalent thereof, are sending children to their death or to their torturous existence in the hands of unqualified pieces of shit like this woman? Come on. You know, it's enough to just make you scream. In the words of my sainted grandmother, it makes my ass hurt.